and welcome to day number 8 of our Christmas Advent yoga. We are today going to be having a relax and unwind session, so we are going to be working deeply into the muscles, taking it at a very slow pace. And all you're going to need is a block, potentially a bolster, a cushion, a pillow, or a rolled up blanket would also do. And if you want to use a strap, I would suggest pausing this video now to go and grab anything that resembles a yoga strap, such as a dressing gown tie or an actual tie or a sock or a scarf. And we are going to start seated with our legs crossed, spine nice and tall, relaxing the hands onto the knees and just taking in deep breaths. I will see you there. Okay, so we are going to begin our relax and unwind flow for today. As I said before, you may require a bolster, a rolled up blanket, or a cushion or a pillow. You may want a block and a strap as well. It's entirely up to you. If you wish to pause the video and go and find something that you can use instead, by all means do. Just begin to sit down in your comfortable seated position. Start to close the eyes, keeping the spine nice and long. Relaxing into your breath. Taking deep breaths in and out. And then letting your breath guide you to more awareness of the body, how it's feeling, if there's any tension. By staying nice and tall through the spine, we're creating space for a deeper breath. And as we have the eyes closed, we begin to scan the body, noticing how perhaps the shoulders are. Maybe we need to just draw them back and down a little bit more. Perhaps we're starting to round a little bit through the back. Perhaps it's feeling quite comfortable for you, or perhaps you're wishing to sit up a little bit taller. Noticing if the hands are holding tension. And as we're here, we're going to begin just to take the right ear to right shoulder, to allow the left side of the neck to feel a gentle stretch. Ensuring that the left shoulder is away from the ear. We slowly come back to center, and then we take left ear to left shoulder. Feeling a gentle stretch down the right side of the neck. Returning back to center and just gently moving the head from side to side, very slowly. Not forcing the neck at all. Taking your gaze to your right shoulder, dropping the chin down towards the chest. Doing a little half circle roll and then back to the left, to the right. And then returning back to center, begin to slowly open the eyes. Begin to rotate through the shoulders, backwards and forwards. If you wish to open the eyes, you can, or perhaps you wish to keep them closed or have the gaze nice and soft. Let's take a deep breath in as we take the arms out to the side. Stretching all the way up, interlacing the fingers, turning the palms up towards the sky. Relaxing the shoulders, extending the arms. Let's slowly place the left hand down onto the mat, taking a little side stretch to the right, gazing up towards the ceiling. We're leaning to the left with the right arm over. There we go. We're then leaning over to the right now, taking the left arm up and over. Coming back to center. We slowly bring the knees in and we're going to extend the legs. So allowing the knees maybe to have a slight little micro bend in them if you want to. But make sure the knees are facing up towards the ceiling and that your feet are flexed. And just bring the hands down beside you as you come into Dandasana. Engaging the core as we start to lift the arms up. Sitting nice and tall. We then slowly hinge forwards from the hips and begin to reach down towards the toes. If you're not already at your toes, you can hold your shins, just making sure that the chest is forwards. You can use that strap if you want to. So I'll now show you if you want to use the strap around the soles of the feet. You can by all means grab hold of one. If you're already at your feet and you may want to use a block, you can place the block behind the soles of the feet to help lengthen through the back of the legs, and that will take you a bit more into a deeper stretch. So whichever one you want to go for today. You may wish to close the eyes. Try not to hold any tension through the jaw, as we do tend to clench our teeth together when we're starting to feel a little bit of pain or a little bit of a stretch. And then slowly starting to release, lifting up, taking a deep breath in, interlacing the fingers and turning the palms up towards the sky. If you wish to sit on a block as well, you can do, if it just helps to tilt the pelvis under slightly. And slowly release. We're going to take the legs all the way around and come up onto all fours. Bringing the knees underneath the hips and the wrists underneath the shoulders. Tops of the feet just gently touching the earth. We're going to come into cat and cow. So begin to round the spine, draw the chin in towards the chest, press through the earth, rounding the spine and then coming through into your cow pose. We go a couple more times. Just working through your cat and cow. And then gently take into a few little twists from side to side. You may wish to bring the hands forward a little bit and just take the hips down, maybe into a cobra. Just stretching out where you're feeling the stress, any tension, where you just feel like you want to stretch today. So perhaps you're just letting your breath guide you, listening to your body. And then bringing the knees underneath the hips. We're going to start to walk the fingertips forwards, coming into our puppy pose. So keeping the glutes lifted, we're going to sink down to extend the spine. Now I might just accidentally touch the floor with the mic, so
do try and see if you can lower all the way down as much as you can. You can keep the arms slightly bent, or if you really want to extend them, you can as well, whichever one you feel like you want to do today. For me today, I'm going to just bend my elbows. And then slowly come up, bring the hands underneath, cross the legs behind you, and we then sit forwards again. So we're going to come into our butterfly pose. We're also going to take it into a reclined position. So if you have a bolster or a block, you may want to grab hold of this. If you've got cushions, you can also place them behind you. So make sure you have enough space behind you to lie down. I'm going to place the block just about here, and I'm then going to place my bolster on top so that it sits just behind. I then start to lower down so that I begin to rest onto the bolster. Supta Baddha Konasana, allowing the weight of the knees to just open out the hips. If you also want to take any extra support, you can take something underneath the knees if you wish to rest them there so that you're not feeling the pressure too much through the hips. If you don't have a bolster or a block, but you wish to just stay upright, by all means stay here. And also, depending on your flexibility, you may be able to come all the way down to the earth. So we're just taking this time at the moment to close the eyes. We feel the gentle opening of the hips. So very slowly bring the knees all the way back up. Just taking them a little bit further than hip distance apart. Allow the knees to drop in and touch as you just start to close in the hips. We're then going to take a twist through the spine. So make sure you have enough room either side of you. We're going to draw the knees in towards the chest. Start to take them over to the right hand side, and if you wish to extend the right leg, you can do. This will just bring the left knee a little bit closer to the earth. If that's too much for the back, you can just keep the knees stacked, one on top of the other. Alternatively, you can place a block underneath or a rolled up blanket or a cushion. Let's slowly come back to center, taking the knees in towards the chest. We're then going to drop them over to the left hand side, and you've got the option to extend the left leg if you wish. And I should also add that your gaze can go either over to the right shoulder, or you can keep it facing up towards the sky. Let's slowly bring the knees back in. And we'll finish by just sending the legs all the way up towards the sky. So taking the hands behind the thighs. You don't have to extend them too much. You could keep a slight little bend through the knees if you want to. Just send the heels up towards the sky. If you want to use your strap around the soles of the feet, you can do, just as we get the feet being above the head for a few breaths. And then slowly lower down. You can keep the arms out to the side. You can extend the legs down the mat. Perhaps you wish to bring the soles of the feet to the mat. It's entirely up to you. Or if you place your hands on your stomach, you can begin just to connect again with the breath. Noticing the rise and fall. You have an option just to stay here for as long as you need, relaxing every muscle in the body, feeling yourself sinking down and grounding a little bit more into your mat. And I shall leave you here, resting just in Shavasana for as long as you need. So thank you very much for joining me today. Namaste.
Thank you for joining in today. Don't forget to hit subscribe in order to follow the remainder of our Christmas Advent yoga sessions. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Namaste.